At first, it doesn't feel like harm. It feels like attention, like intensity, like someone finally sees you. And that's how it begins, not with pain, but with connection. A narcissistic pattern doesn't destroy your self-worth overnight. It happens slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. First, they make you feel special, chosen, important, seen in a way you've never felt before. And just when you start trusting that feeling, they begin to take it away. Not all at once, in small moments. A comment that makes you question yourself, a reaction that feels off. You feel confused, but you ignore it, because you remember who they were in the beginning. And that's where the shift begins. You start explaining yourself more, trying harder, overthinking your words. You become more careful, more aware, more unsure. Until one day, you don't recognize yourself anymore. The confidence you had feels distant. The clarity you once trusted starts fading, and instead, you begin to doubt everything. This is how your self-worth is affected, not by direct destruction, but by constant confusion. You're made to feel like you're too sensitive, too emotional, too difficult. So you adjust. You shrink parts of yourself just to keep the connection. And slowly, your sense of self starts depending on them, how they respond, how they treat you, how they make you feel that day. And that's the most damaging part, because now your worth doesn't feel like yours anymore. If you felt this, the confusion, the self-doubt, the quiet loss of who you were, this is not weakness. This is what happens when your reality is slowly shifted. And the hardest part is, you don't even realize it's happening until you're already deep in it. But recognizing it is where everything begins to change. Healing doesn't start with becoming stronger. It starts with becoming gentler with yourself. Because after that kind of experience, you don't just lose confidence, you lose trust. Trust in your thoughts, your feelings, your instincts. So the first step is not fixing yourself. It's reminding yourself that you were never the problem. You start small. You begin noticing your thoughts without immediately doubting them. You allow yourself to feel without questioning if it's too much. And slowly, you rebuild a relationship with yourself. One where you listen instead of dismiss. Where you trust instead of second guess. Another part of healing is this: learning to sit with silence without feeling empty. Because for a long time, your sense of self was tied to someone else. Now, you're learning to come back to yourself. And it won't feel natural at first. It might feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. But that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means you're healing. And one day, you'll notice something small. You'll speak your truth without fear. You'll trust your feelings without needing validation. You'll feel like yourself again. Not the version that was hurt, but a version that understands, protects, and chooses themselves. And this time, your self-worth won't depend on anyone else. It will feel steady, quiet, yours. And maybe this is the part no one talks about. Not the pain, not the confusion, but what comes after. Because after everything you went through, the questioning, the self-doubt, the quiet loss of who you were, there comes a moment when you start seeing things clearly again. Not all at once, but in small, honest realizations. You begin to notice it was never about you not being enough. It was about being in a space that made you question your worth. And that changes everything. Because for so long, you were trying to fix yourself to make something work, trying to be more understanding, more patient, more careful. But now, you see it differently. You didn't lose your value. You were just made to forget it. And the moment you remember, even a little, something inside you shifts. You stop chasing explanations. You stop replaying everything in your head. You stop asking, "What did I do wrong?" And instead, you start asking, "Why did I stay so long in something that hurt me?" Not to blame yourself, but to understand yourself. To see the part of you that wanted to love, that wanted to believe, that wanted to hold on. And instead of judging that part, you begin to feel compassion for it. Because that part of you was never weak. It was real. It was hopeful. It was capable of deep love. And that is not something to be ashamed of. That is something rare. So no, you didn't lose. Even if it felt like you did, even if it broke you for a while, you didn't lose. Because you walked away with something they never had. Self-awareness, depth, the ability to feel and still choose yourself. And maybe the truth is, you were never the one lacking. You were the one bringing something real into a space that couldn't hold it. You were the one who felt deeply, who cared honestly, who showed up fully. And that makes you rare. Not broken, not too much, not hard to love. Just someone who deserves the right kind of love. So if you're still healing, still putting yourself back together, remember this. You were never the one who needed fixing. You were the one who needed to be seen in the right light. And when you finally see yourself clearly, you'll realize something quietly powerful. You were always the gem.